more can you do? Well done, Gary Donnelly. Well done, Ballymacnab. Welcome to the hall here up in Ballymacnab. Myself and Oliver have come up to join the community here to meet a few of the young hands and the old hands, and to join in the celebrations following this evening's marvellous victory in the junior championship final. In a moment we'll have a word with Tony Gribbon, one of the players, and who he'll admit himself he had a great last 10 minutes. But before that, we're going to talk to two of the old stagers. I'm sure they won't mind me saying that. And down below me here we have Peter O'Hare and John Gribbon. Peter, of course, a brother of Tommy, who passed away earlier this year. And I don't know how many times tonight it was said to us on our video team that the spirit of Tommy O'Hare, Joe Fullen and men like that was very much alive. And John Gribbon's after reminding Tony Gribbon that he had the 14 generations. He had 14 generations support in that victory tonight. Peter, Paul Hart here. This must be a great occasion for you.
It's more than special. More than special.
What's going through your mind tonight, Peter, you know, when you see all the young and the old of Ballymacnab?
It's great to see it now. Great for football in Ballymacnab.
And of course, your own days of playing go back how long, Peter?
Good bit back now. Maybe go back over 40 years. 40 I'd say.
Go back over 40 years. And you've had a few ups and downs in that time, Peter.
More downs than ups, I think. But it's up today.
Very much. I mean, you keep chipping at the old block, Peter, and maybe success does eventually come.
Great achievement today. Everybody played around the parish. It's great. Done great for Ballymacnab. It's a great win. Not just for the team, but for the whole parish.
We were saying earlier on, it was a great week to be in a county final because you have football's alive in Armagh with the county team, and they couldn't have picked a better week to win.
And it's true now.
And of course your wishes will go on towards the county team, I'm sure, next week, Peter.
I hope to do well, and I think to win.
And I would say, Peter, maybe thoughts thoughts tonight about Tommy, that he was looking down on this team.
I thought about him all day, and I think he was maybe praying for Ballymacnab team. He must have been, because they come good very late on and they won it. And that's the main thing.
Well, Peter, it's great to interview. Sitting beside us we have John Gribbon here. And John, you know, it's very hard to put into words, but what's going through your mind tonight as we join in these marvellous celebrations?
Well, I think just that it really came home to us there today, and this evening, whenever the cup was presented in the athletic grounds, I think we suddenly realised that I think the players realised after they got the cup that the chip that they had on their shoulders, that they were carrying all the problems of this past 50 years, and the emotion that came up there whenever the cup was presented. I think it was at that stage they realised that they were carrying about 14 generations on their shoulders, and they really came good at the end there, and a real credit to the parish, and it's great for the whole area, and for the like of myself and Peter here that have followed them through thick and thin for more years than we care to remember. It's a real unbelievable day for us.
It really is, John. It's an unbelievable day. As you say, there are speeches actually going on inside at the minute, you know, just to try and to capture the atmosphere. You know, you've been involved for so long. I'm sure there are many, like Peter, there's many absent friends going through your mind tonight.
Oh yes, without doubt. You know, we were just talking there, we were speaking earlier there about Tommy, and you know, it was funny the way life goes, that Tommy didn't live to see this day. Tommy was the life and soul of Ballymacnab. I don't think any of us would have any doubt about that. We have been in committees and organisations in the parish here over the years, and we all came and we all went, and Tommy stayed there through thick and thin, good times and bad times, and I can assure you that only for Tommy O'Hare this cup wouldn't have been in Belfast tonight, for this in Ballymacnab tonight. where this club would have been gone. Tommy and Joe Full helping him out. They were the two people that kept this club going whenever organisers were really needed, and whenever we were going through really bad times. And it's a credit to them and it's in their memory that this team took this cup up over Lisnadil tonight.
And I hope these players realise that, John, and I think actually they do realise it.
I have absolutely no doubt they realise it. As I was saying earlier there, the way the presentation on the stage there in the athletic grounds tonight, I think you saw the reaction of the players whenever they got the cup, and I think that was the emotion. It was certainly at that stage they realised that they were carrying the weight of all the past generations of this parish, and certainly I don't think I'd say anything more than that. Peter and myself, we're here to celebrate, and it'll probably go on into some time tomorrow.
If I could just, you know, your words are true. And I remember when my own club, the Harps, won in 1989. Joe McElwain, chairman, quoted John F. Kennedy when he talked about the torch being passed to a new generation. And I think you had a few old stagers, but you've a fantastic new generation of Ballymacnab players here.
Oh, we certainly have. There's no that team there tonight, as you probably saw, all the young people that's around, and all our underage teams here in the parish that different people are putting the work into, and the facilities here now that we have got this chip off our shoulders of the junior championship, I think we have facilities in the area here in the Ballymacnab club that are equal to anything else in the county. We have a field down there certainly equal to anything else, and we have our dressing rooms and changing rooms, and we have a new field under construction at the moment. And now that we have got this chip off our shoulders of this championship, we're certainly looking to bigger things, and the rest of the county better watch out for Ballymacnab from here on.
John and Peter, it's a privilege for me to have a word with you on such a fantastic night. Thank you very much.
All the way from downtown Manhattan. Brendan, we can't be with us, but I'm sure he's celebrating wherever he is. A few people forgot to mention, I'd like to thank anyone here from outside the club that has came here to join with us in our celebrations. With Patsy High and Joe Medina from Greenmore, who have brought over a bottle of whiskey here to fill the cup. Give them a big round of applause, please. Also, the support that we received from all the other clubs in Mid-Armagh, and I say Mid-Armagh, there was some South Armagh clubs, with the phone calls from a lot of our former managers from clubs from Keighley, Greenmore, Clady, from Middletown, from Madden, from Pierce Oaks, the Harps, all the clubs around us. They were all with us tonight, and whenever the tough got going, they were with us. They give us their full support there tonight, and I would like to thank them. This victory tonight is also shared by the rest of the mid clubs in Armagh. I'll call on Mickey now to come up and say his pub. Or maybe my album.
I thought I might have to eat these words instead of tell them to you. Hooray to the boys from Ballymacnab who brought a halt to time. They won the junior final in the year of '99. In the springtime they had hatched a plan. They sent for Colin Marley. He says, "You're lacking fitness. I'll go for Big Paul Grimley." Grimley trained them up and down the field. He trained them near and far. That must be Kilbrony. Marty showed them how to lift the cup in the final in Armagh. The boys all played like heroes. They fought for every ball. They caught them high above their heads like they were 9 feet tall. The team they played came from Belleek, a club in South Armagh. But the Knob showed them in the final they're a better team, by far. So forget about the bad old days, well, they're all in the past. Let's savour this great victory. Thank God it's come at last. So here's to the boys from Ballymacnab who brought a halt to time. They've won the junior final in the year of 99. Go!
At this stage, I'll call on Colin Marley to come up and say a few words. Jared has thanked everybody under the sun, but if you bear with me a second, I'd just like to maybe go over a few again. We could start with the committee. From the very beginning, they give us support that went beyond the call of duty. Anything, and I mean anything, that was asked for on behalf of the team was received, and more. So, Jared, on behalf of all that very hard-working committee, myself and Paul and John, would just like to thank you very much indeed. The next person I'd like to thank is a very good and close friend of mine, Paul Grimley. It was a big job to be done, and it needed a big man to do it, and there's no better... and there's no better man or bigger man than County than Paul, and I was absolutely delighted that he agreed to come in with me this year, and the part that he has played in this cannot be underestimated and cannot be overemphasised, so big hand for Paul. The third person who took on the challenge was also a person that I didn't know at the beginning, but who spoke to me many times on the phone, and I got to know him very well, and who has now become a very close friend of mine, and who works tirelessly for the club, for the team, and he made sure that every I was dotted and every T was crossed, and he certainly made my job very, very easy. Will you put your hands together for John Kelly? Last but not least, there's 29 fellas who, like the other three that I mentioned on the committee, have become very, very close friends of mine. Every single one of them, I cannot have but admiration for the hard work, the determination, the total professionalism and the total dedication that they put in from a very, very cold, wet and dirty Friday night at the beginning of February, and 7 months later. There it's there for you. And it was you that brought it. It's quite easy for the young fellas to climb up those hills in Kilbrony, but when the likes of McCormick and Lochran and King put in the same amount of work, and they did, every single one of them, it was unbelievable. People that get forgotten sometimes are the people that do all the hard work in the background. Perhaps someone that I've known the longest of all the management committee is the person who looks after all the physio responsibilities for Ballymacnab, and someone who I've known for many, many years and is a very good friend of mine and kept all the injuries to a minimum, and that's Francie McGuigan. Last, I'd just like to thank three other people. Ailey Skelly, Martina Grimley and Terry Marley for putting up all the crap for the last 7 months. I'd like to thank Colin very much for that. It's good to hear him speaking to us all instead of just the players. At this stage, I'd ask maybe Gary captain of the team, maybe wants to come up and say a few words. Give it on to Gary. Thank you.
First time I've ever told her anything. Thanks, Stuart. I tell you the truth, boys and girls and the women and the whole lot. I'm never as proud by to be a captain of anything. I'm so proud to be a captain of this team here. It's there's nothing I can really say. It's like, I don't know, it's beyond talk. At the start of the year, John Kelly came over to me and he says, Gary, would you be captain? And I said, I thought about it, and I says, wouldn't it be a dream, the dream to be captain of a team? This is beyond a dream. We win the junior championship. Fucking brilliant. Excuse me, Pa. Well, there's only a couple of things I have to say. Is I'd love to thank Colin Marley and Paul Grimley for the fucking great work they've done all year. Paul, I'm taking this after you. Up them hills in Kilbrony, will you fucking run? Looks like you're useless. Seriously, two great men, and I tell you, behind them, you mightn't know John Kelly and the rest of them, but I tell you, they put in some work. It's unbelievable. You just have to see a lot out there to believe it. I'd like to thank them. I'd like you to put a good hand for them, guys. James is looking at me to arrange the day for tomorrow. Where are we going tomorrow? I think we'll get the night over first. As I said in the programme, never is a long time. The long time is over. Eventually Ballymacnab has won something that we're so proud of. And there's no looking back from here onwards. There's nothing to stop us from going from junior till intermediate and so on. Definitely not. And I'd like anybody to stand there and thinking that I'll be in the senior team next year and I might be there. Definitely go for it, you know, because it's a dream come true. Definitely is. I'd just like to say to the whole team, there's some team. I'd also like to pay a word of thanks for the committee. This year, anything's been asked from the committee. I'm on the committee too, like, but that's it. They never said none. It just says whatever it takes, we'll do it. And fair play to them. They stuck to their word. And I'm proud of them too. You know, fucking really hard. Jesus, I was coming out there, Mark. Thanks. She's at me all year to say, mention me. But I swear to God, she stuck by him like a fucking truth. Give me a cheer for the niece. And then the other thing, people need to say, took a year now. Our day is here. Thanks a lot.
this stage, it's just, there's one man here that hasn't been mentioned, and maybe we can't let this night go past without remembering our club president, Tommy O'Hare, who passed away at the start of the year. I have no doubt that Tommy is with us here tonight. 2 years ago, 1988 convention, anybody that was at it, you weren't all at it, I know. Tommy called on our players, and I'll tell you his words. Would you get up off your bloody asses and get stuck in and win that bloody junior championship? That's what Tommy called it. Tonight, this year, that's what our players have done. They've carried out Tommy's wish, and it's sad that he can't be with us when we did finally bring home the trophy tonight up over Listadale Hill. And it was fitting that the first stop tonight was at Tommy O'Hare's to visit Bridget. I know it was emotional for Bridget, and I'd like to welcome Bridget here tonight. Believe it or not, this is the first game Bridget has attended since Tommy's death, and she's with us here tonight. I'd also like to thank Father Kerr for his kind words at Mass last night. Any of you that were at Mass, I know the hair stood in the back of my neck listening to him, and I know anybody down there was the same. Also this evening, before the team left the field, when he addressed the team on the bus, his words were a great consolation to the players and played a big part as well. And I'd like to thank Father Kerr for that. How often in the past have you people from Ballymacnab been told that there's supposed to have been a curse on Ballymacnab? I'm sure you have heard that told to you. I have been told many a time that we shouldn't have cut down the trees around the chapel. Well, Father Kerr came in, and with the help of Pat McGowan, he hasn't left a tree at the chapel. And any tree that was left, we hung a bunting on it. So maybe it was a good omen. Teresa's cousin there from Belleek, Jimmy McCreish, could tell us there this evening that the word in Belleek today was that the curse was lifted off Ballymacnab last night. That was the word in Belleek. So, just finish off on that note. The band will be starting shortly. I don't know what time it'll be quitting at, but let the party begin. Up the long!
Speech is just finished. We're joined by one of the great servants of Ballymacnab. We spoke to Peter O'Hare and John Gribben a few minutes ago. Pat McParland, a great, great day for Ballymacnab.
No doubt, without a doubt, yes, at last. Things have come away at the last, you know what I mean? No doubt, after so many years. We in our team, we came again after the great team of 1946, McCombs, Toners, Alloys, all that team, 46. Things were different that time. There was 3 divisions that time. You had to play it out, you know, and they were beating the final in 1946. And we came after that. We were in 3 or 4 finals, and we hadn't the best in the fall through anyway, you know. But thank God I've lived the last. I've lived to see that. I've lived to see it coming up the road over Listadale Hill, you know.
I'm sure, Pat, to see the championship come over past Tommy O'Hare's house was a very emotional occasion.
A great victory, no doubt, no doubt. We lived. I thought maybe it was never going to come in my day, but thank God I had to live to see it coming in my day, you know.
It's absolutely brilliant that it has come in your day, Pat. What were your emotions going into that last 10 minutes when the boys started they got that first goal, and then suddenly they were like all like demons all over the pitch, you know, you could see them rising to the occasion.
It was very funny. I was just sitting on the side allowing a few old friends from Ballymacnab, and we just said a few prayers at half time. We started praying, and we just thought the thing was turned, and the first 10 or 15 minutes we thought our prayers weren't heard, but the last 10 minutes they were certainly heard, and everything came right. You know, last 10 minutes, and everything came right.
And from your era, Pat, would you say you were saying you played in the 40s and the 50s?
No, we were the whole team's down to the 50s, and sadly there's 5 or 6 of our team gone. They passed away, 5 or 6 of them, you know what I mean? Some great players, such as the Pahans, 2 Fahens, 2 Hares, and some great players after that again. 7 or 8 more of the younger team. It's just lying in the graveyard at the moment. They're gone, you know. See?
Very much in your thoughts tonight, Pat, some of those past players.
The good men like the Fahens, no Hares, or Tommy Hare, John Pell, all those great men, you know. We enjoyed great days on football, some powerful days, no doubt, without a doubt. Some great days. Some great days. But never came to anything big. It never played out right, you know. I'd make me the late Mick McIntyre goals, or late Mick, and we had some sport with him over the years, you know. See? And we're glad we're back in this lovely hall that Ballymacnab appreciate at the moment, where they have great dedication. It was built in the early 30s, a voluntary job about 1933 or something. A voluntary bit. My late father died just 2 years after. He was one of the men on the building of this hall. 1933. Yes. So we're glad we're back in again, you know.
And of course, the Junior Championship trophy, Pat, being the Sean Quinn Cup. The Sean Quinn trophy, you would have good memories of Sean Quinn as a player too.
Oh yes, I did Sean Quinn, yes. I did the great Sean Quinn that died a few years ago. I remember in Taberwell, my great memories of Sean was the time we were building the big parochial hall in Keady. He would come into me, we had a shop right beside it. In fact, there's a wee small section of that new hall in Chapel Street in Keady was built on our ground, a small section in 1954, just a year after the big game in Dublin. And I would have him in every day. I would join myself before I was married, and I had him in to get the whole line out, just about all the football. I was making theatre and I'd give him a shout to come in, you know. We had great fun, a great crack one, a great man, Sean Quinn. And late years, my couple of neighbours went up to visit him constant. The 3 great men that was left. Poor Pat Campbell has passed away. Jack Bratton, Art Hagan, and Pat Campbell went up to visit him on different occasions when he wasn't well in Dublin, was he? Or Art Hagan is beside me, right?
Yeah.
Great Art Hagan, yeah.
Those, of course, great men that you mentioned, you know, revered in Armagh football, Pat. And
down through the years.
Yeah, and we were just saying that this week is a great week to win a junior championship because Armagh football is right up where it belongs. I'm sure were you at the Ulster final last week?
Sure, yes. Yes, great day, great achievement, great day, yes, no doubt.
And you're hoping for you have a ticket for next week?
Maybe a couple, 2 or 3 maybe, 3 as far as I know, 2 or 3.
And Billy Lauren was saying whenever I spoke to him earlier on about the penalty, Pat, I mean, it was a fantastic score to go for the goal at that stage.
Fantastic, yes, it just put the tin hopper on put the final tin hopper on the game today, you know. No doubt. After that, just a few minutes before it, you know.
Yeah.
See, it just put the tin hop on the game, you know what I mean?
There's a feeling that, Pat, all the spirit of all those great men suddenly all came together at that last few minutes and drove this Ballymacnab team to victory.
That's right, yeah. Fantastic achievement, fantastic, no doubt. It's a pity that our great friends and my team and section just didn't live to see it coming, you know what I mean? The ones that are gone.
Well, Pat, I would say, you know, I mean, as an Armagh City man, I've no doubt in speaking to people like Jack Bratton, Desi Boylan down through the years, the late Pat Campbell,
that's my role,
that you're here to sort of represent all those men and speak for them all.
Speak for them all, yes, no doubt.
It's absolutely a great pleasure to talk to you, Pat. Enjoy your celebration.
Thanks awfully, man. I'd like to say it. Thanks awfully. Look to you straight away. Hey, boy.
I'm going to want to be here. Come on, you'll be saying me, Right,
we've another couple of great Ballymacnab GA personalities here in our little room here in the back of the hall who have literally dragged in from the celebrations next door. You'll probably be able to hear them. Firstly, Jared, we spoke to you really at a time whenever the cup was really just handed over. I'll not forget that interview, but then given time, you spoke, you've addressed the crowd here. It's really only sinking in at this stage.
This stage, probably the memories will come back to those men who have played over the years to win the championships. He's down with us at this stage, and the past on, also, the present squad. They've given everything they have this year. As I said in the speech there earlier on, the 8 grass just to bring this couple out is unbelievable.
But in many ways, Jared, you got the blend right, because I would know Paul Gridley and I would know Colin Murray, and you can really who the best men be. If I was second man to go to look after Captain Armagh really came. Paul Gillies would be top of my head, Colin Hardy wouldn't be too far behind him. How did you get the experience? As you don't make me say,
well, it's a little bit better. We have probably had enough of these men, probably I'll say it was different, but probably a push them once every other year for the last 10 years. Well, definitely for Colin Boyle. At the end of the day, they tell us the facts. One didn't come with any all. As you say yourself, you're a brilliant team. And they've proven here today. They took off the impossible. This was the pricing chalice of County Armagh football. They have taken it and they did it very, very sweet.
Yeah, and you're quite right to mention the past members. We spoke to Joan Driven tonight, we spoke to Patrick Warren, we spoke to Peter O'Hare, and all of them have paid tribute to the former members. Many of those who are no longer here, we spoke about them earlier on. But tonight is the night to remember those names, John. I'm going to ask you to stay for our chair. I'm going to ask you to stay for a few minutes. Seamus Martin, Brett Harvey here. Brett has been involved with Boogie, Billy Donnelly beside her, and hiding in the corner with Peter Hughes. But we're going to stick to, he's not going to get away. Brett, what are your thoughts today on this great day for the community?
Words just couldn't describe the way I feel it. It's been an awful long time, exactly 30 years, my knowledge, when we played in the championship, was 1968 was the first ball. But as far back as I can remember, it's probably years before that it happened. But you know, it's as I say, words just can't describe it. In fact, the same as Jared has done to pay tribute to all the guys that have part in through the years and tried to win this championship. Some friends of the others that are unfortunately gone, John the West tonight, but to them and all the guys that have played football, no without any success, on this team tonight, and love to pay tribute to them. Congratulations on that.
But Brett, your own memories, I mean, as you say, is anybody as a victory or is it a night that maybe you prefer not to mention here?
No, it's not. I wouldn't sing it out there. I don't think we'd be fair to mention these. I think they all played their part down 3 years. Again, it's great for them and past contrast that we can achieve with us on this stuff we do together.
And the club here built from this, Brett.
I'm the reason why they can't really get the media championship next year, you know. There's a great crop of young players coming up there, and I can't see any reason why they can't go on from here. This is their first championship, that's all we need. Crack the duck and away we go.
And remember during the Bullamon, for junior team, the division team, in 1994 they did the Hartsley County final. They won fight, Paul County was manager, and they won the other two. They won the other club that year.
This moment isn't there. We would have been thinking of more than the junior championship. Not the moment we have referred to those divisions. Give up the 14-team management to over in the league. And then you know the spread here, you know yourself, the country. We did our last final, we win the championship, against the Hearts, get that team.
When the rugby against the Chester Hearts,
there's quite a lot tonight. Very skillful team. Hopefully they will become through the next 4 to 5 years. Back up the press. Who knows what you have.
Jared, maybe ask you to quick minute if you want to cross from the outside or interview room here. It's been a nice the corner and there are no corners behind this. I'll pan over to a lady who Ballymacnab people believe no introduction. Really lovely. Your team today was beaten in the Youngster Club Rugby. Alright, yes?
Yes, that's right.
So your disappointment was absolute elation at this victory today. What are your thoughts today, Greg?
Well, I was quite disappointed with the movie losing today, but not a give up matchup. Any time, any year, will come forward to win that junior championship. It's my dream for the footballers to win, as much as it will be. We have won in the past different years, and they have been beaten. So, especially when you take my family into consideration, I have a base brothers played. 2 of them played were on the panel tonight, and one son on the night he was the 6th missed out, and a husband as well missed out. And just for the family, the parish, and everybody involved in love, I'm delighted for one top today.
As a mother, whenever Jerry came on and then went off again, what was that like? Literally quite right there and then.
Yeah.
Were you in the seats on the hill or? The phone is going, probably one of these other calls from America that's coming in. There's all sorts of phone calls coming in here to Ballymacnab from America. It is loud. I want to ask you that special question again. I think maybe you better take that meeting. I think somebody should take that call. It's in America. Take the call.
Hello? Yes? The moment up in the morning.
God knows where, Mary. I was asking you whenever Gary got injured. He had just come on 6 minutes in, or before the end of the first half. No sooner was he on that he got injured. I mean, you must have known what he was going through before, right up in the last couple of days. How did you feel whenever he got injured?
Well, he was heartbroken, and I was heartbroken for him, because he kept saying to me, if it go on, I don't think it's sticking. Didn't think the knee would hold out, and he was very disappointed not to be starting, and then not to be able to come on, and knowing that he couldn't do what he wanted to do, or what he couldn't do. He was heartbroken, and he was heartbroken for him. That's all that was.
And it was very difficult for you to see him being carried off and
sort of things from Sunday now, right?
Well, he come on, and he was not the team out to do what he could, but just wanted to be over there.
Young Barry, better days ahead. You're near the end of your career, Barry. You're still playing away. You're going to give it another year, yeah?
Well, this is my 30th year, and I'll give it another before.
Sorry, this is your what?
30th year with stuff, and I'll give it another before. Give me help to do it. Gary has at least now 15 in him, and I just wish him and every player football all the best for the future.
You know, now, Mary, you said you were one of the few words for the players today when it came. Huge inspiration for you. You've been playing Camogie 30 years. Unbelievable. You're a credit to this club, you're a credit to yourself, your children, and I hope you have many, many happy years. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. From here, Trina has come back in, but we've managed to have a quiet moment with Kevin Smith, Ballymacnab midfielder tonight, or this evening. Kevin, great occasion, but right now, what's the through your mind? What do you think?
Well, I suppose the way the game went sort of didn't play to the level. That's not a lot of scores. I sort of got a thing going, like, throughout the year, never say die. Sort of we took it from the clubs. There's some of the girls, they never say die. We went down the match today, most of them, probably 50 players. And we left with a good attitude tonight. Then girls were well beaten today, but we should have said that we were picking up our own. So left with a good attitude. It's been very hard all year. There's no way we were going to beat today. And that was very clean. We were not going to beat. It doesn't matter. We kicked wide up and wide up and wide. We were not going to beat.
Whenever the tide started to turn, Kevin, those memorable last 10 minutes, and we're talking about those for many, many years to come, Kevin, the season suddenly was lifted on a tide of promotion. When did you realise the second season?
We never say die. Our attitude was all year was never say die. Probably ball into any longer. Next thing the ball was in the back of the net. Next thing the handle. The game was over. We played the last 10 minutes. We only played the last 10 minutes of the game, and we nearly did it.
In fairness to Kevin, had all the scores that you've taken in their first 10 minutes, you would have been that far ahead in the first 10 or 15 minutes.
The game was over.
The game would have been over.
It was over. No doubt. Because the city, the way we were, Colin Marley and Paul Villiers, something in our heads, but never say a thing. And we started off the last week of January. Because our aim was the championship. Our aim has been the championship. When I played 14 years, playing from 15 years of age, played the 14th year in the senior team. And our aim was to win the championship as been through the years. And the night, we won the job. Our aim was, at the start of the season, was
Kevin. Congratulations on your victory. It's a big figure. You know, you're going to have many great days to come. Well done. We're pan over to a couple of your mates here. Thanks very much for a few words, Kevin. Thank you. All the best. Right, we've managed to gather some of the Griffin clan into this club room of ours here. I think we've interviewed quite a few tonight in this week's spot. First man up, Liam, great moment for Ballymacnab for yourself. You've been a long time. Amidst all of this craziness, how do you feel?
Words couldn't describe how I feel. I've been playing a long time. As well as come and go before tonight, this is for the club tonight. It goes beyond the team that played tonight. It's just for everybody that has put a Ballymacnab jersey on, everybody that has just been anything to do with any association with Ballymacnab football club at all. This is what tonight is for.
Excellent, man. Has Molly been on the phone from?
He's been on the phone all week now. He maybe is having difficulty contacting me at the minute, but I'm sure he knows the result. I'm sure he knows the result.
There's no doubt about that. You've been along many years,
just about 10. Just about 10. Well, I'm still a young man.
We've all no doubt about that. You've maybe another 10 in you. Pretty only at 30, is that right? That's right. Makes all those 10 years worthwhile, all the hard days and the bad days.
Everything's worthwhile now. The girls were very unlucky today in the rugby, but as most of them have said, they have championship medals and they were quite willing to sacrifice today for us. So when they were beat today, they were more than happy to see us winning today. It's just brilliant. Just brilliant.
Very much, during celebrations as a bring over to Damien here, about a quick word earlier on him. Congratulations, and I'm sure you would go along with what Liam said.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks very much. Definitely would. Like, tonight was something special, like for anybody that's ever been involved in Ballymacnab Football Club. Like men that have come before us, like Joe Halpin and Seamus Hayes down in there, and they can't believe it. We can't believe it. It's just something that words can't describe.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I remember when the Hearts won in '89, you got to remember it was 31 years before they had won in '58. And very similar scenes tonight, like tonight, the whole community coming together, the old, the young, Liam, you might have been there that night,
Indeed I was, indeed I was. I'm supporting you as I always do. And I love to see local teams doing well, and it showed today that as we said earlier there on the stage, the Mid-Armagh teams were behind the local team today, so everybody was behind us. With the exception of a few South Armagh teams, there's not many clubs in this county can begrudge Ballymacnab a junior title.
I don't think anybody would do that. Damien, on the match that, you know, you try and think back of a match like that, when did you think the turning point came?
Well, obviously the turning point was when Vinny scored the first goal. It just lifted the whole thing, something unbelievable. Like, we just went forward in waves after it, sort of. And I think after the first goal we weren't going to beat them. Like, we probably messed up early in the match. We had a lot of opportunities and didn't make use of it. And it didn't look good with 10 minutes to go, but as I say, when the first goal went in, you could see the whole team lift. The crowd, the team, everything just went on a hay, and we just went forward from there.
What we were aware of, certainly in the comedy position, was the huge support that there was. Especially, the support had really not very much to cheer about. The first goal went in. It's a long time since I've heard a roar like that in the athletic ground.
Well, we are waiting a long time, Paul, to hear a roar like that. The whole of Ballymacnab was waiting a long time to hear a roar like that. Thankfully, thank God, tonight was the night.
John had said earlier on that he felt that the weight of 14 generations was on the shoulders of this team. Would that be fair?
Without a doubt, yes. There's been a weight lifted in this community after tonight with something Tara. Like, the whole place is just on a high. I don't know where it'll stop, to be honest.
I know that. It's a great week to play to win a junior final with Armagh.
Well, hopefully, I heard a story in the Oaks Club tonight after the game. A man was telling me about the '94 final that Ballymacnab played in. He was talking to a fella before it, and he reckoned, the person that was talking to me reckoned that Ballymacnab was going to win the junior final then. And the person he was talking to says, whatever time Ballymacnab wins the junior final, Armagh winning All Ireland. So things are looking good so far.
I think we'll hold that interview yet, Liam, so it could be for another day.
Well, the last thing I would like to say would be about Belleek, whereas it was their first final. It was a cruel way to lose the final last one in front for so long. We have been there, done that, and lost them finals. Hopefully Belleek will bounce back, and I'd love to see Belleek have a junior title, and Ballymacnab have a junior title, and these teams that have never had junior titles before, because up until tonight we were one of them.
I think they'll draw inspiration from this team, Damien. Last word.
Yeah, I would agree with what Liam's after saying. The likes of Ballymacnab, Belleek were probably on top for, apart from the first 10 minutes, for about 40 minutes of the match, and I've no doubt that they will go back. I think that they can draw on us and they can win the championship maybe next year.
Boys, we're not keeping from your celebrations. Thanks very much. We're going to move along to a few of the other Gribbons here. And Fina has tried to avoid this conversation, and Fina, that call is not for you. Fina, great night for you. Beaten in the Camogie today, but what are you feeling?
Well, an unfortunate defeat today, but at the same time, an historic occasion for Ballymacnab tonight, and I think we can fairly say that the whole Camogie club are behind the boys tonight.
What's it like to be involved in a club that has so strong Camogie and football? What does that mean?
It's fantastic, Paul. It's fantastic to be involved in a club that has such a strong tradition of Camogie and football. And as Jared was saying earlier, the tradition is carried on in the underage. We have very strong underage teams coming through in both clubs, and long may the success continue.
Thanks for your words. Move over. We're panning over to Shauna. Shauna, you're enjoying the celebration tonight. What are your thoughts?
Another match.
Just had to say the boys have finally won it and got it out of the road, and I know we lost today and all, but it doesn't really matter whenever you see the teams out there, and the junior championship here, and hopefully next year they can go on and do something in the intermediate.
These things will mean a lot to you, Shauna. You've never seen the likes of this. There's a fella hiding behind us here, Dermot. I'm going to pull him out here. There's no hiding place in here tonight. This is the baby Dermot. Some Bobby, alright. Great scenes here, Dermot. What are you feeling?
Oh, it's a brilliant day for Ballymacnab, the past and present. The likes of Tommy O'Hare and the Joe Funnels, God be good to them. We've done this for them, and it's their days as much as ours. And it's great to see it for Ballymacnab football and Ballymacnab Camogie. Long may it go on.
Getting the belt from this, Dermot?
Junior, intermediate. Why not going ahead?
Amazing tonight that the young and the old Oliver have talked about Tommy O'Hare. Pat McFarlane spoke for a fantastic speech, and he said exactly the same thing. The Tommy O'Hares, Joe Fullins, the past players who have died, are thanks to the Gribbon clan who have come in here. And on this historic night, thank you very much, everybody. It's great to be here. It's a privilege. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
For interviews tonight, I have taken a lady aside who will need no introduction to everybody in the hall. Bridget O'Hare, of course, wife of the late Tommy O'Hare, who passed away earlier this year. And of course Tommy, whose name has been mentioned by all the players, past and present, Camogie and football, who we have interviewed tonight. And I'm going to ask Bridget your thoughts tonight, Bridget, as we join in these marvellous celebrations.
Well, I feel very happy for the club, for all the players, and just sorry that Tommy didn't live to see this coming through, but I know he'll be lifted in spirit, and I wish them all the best.
So many of the players have said, Bridget, that even during the match, and as the game ended its last couple of minutes, that they felt that the spirit of Tommy and Joe Fullen and some of the past players who have died, Paddy McKiernan and James Gray, that they were helping them get through those last couple of minutes?
And I would say they were. Imagine they're in spirit, and if they had anything to do with it now, they would be hoping for Ballymacnab to win.
And you would remember, of course, Bridget, all the you know, those times they lost those finals, Tommy must have been very disappointed.
Very. I would remember all about it. Very disappointed.
He would come into the house, I'm sure he would hardly talk, would he? Well, tonight, Bridget, that cloud is lifted, and as I said, the spirit of Tommy, Joe, and all those great people are here, and the players are equally delighted, and the whole club is delighted to make sure that you're a part of all these celebrations. And I'm sure you're delighted to be here.
Oh, sweet. I'm really delighted that I came, man. It's a great achievement for the club.
And your sons, are they all here, all the boys? Yes. Feel that they could be here to see these celebrations, Bridget. Go and have a good night, and I'm sure you'll have a great night thinking of Tommy, but knowing that he's here in amongst all these great celebrations.
I know that he would have been here, so therefore I feel good about being here tonight.
And he would have really enjoyed the past, the present.
He really would have enjoyed.
Yeah, Bridget, thanks very much for finishing our interviews tonight. Thanks very much. Yeah.
All this to the lay of a poor Irish farmer, and scorn not the strains of his own withered hand, but remember his fingers, they once could move sharper, to raise up the memory of his dear native land. At a fair or a wake I could twist my shillelagh, or trip through a jig with my brogues bound with straw, and all the pretty colleens around me assemble, loved our bold Philip Brady, the Bard of Armagh. make the best of old men. And when Sergeant Death in his cold arms shall embrace me, then lull me to sleep with sweet Erlingo brow, by the side of my Kathleen.